Okay, I want to talk about something that happened the first of the month. I wasn't recording or anything at the time, and we've had bad weather, so I haven't been out to explain it or reenact it or anything till now. But we got a nice day, so I figured I'd do it now. I'd been checking things around back, and I usually make my way around the house to check, everything. And I got to about this point, and I started hearing from up there some kind of clanking and banging sound. And it sounded like, metal, something hitting metal. Well, I thought, well, maybe it's the cows, leaning up against the gate or something. But I looked and I watched, and actually they were just standing there staring at me. So I walked a little bit more like this, and it did it again. So it did that like at least 2, maybe 3 times. Every time I would start walking, it would do it. So I decided to walk up towards the sound. And as I made my way up here, I kept watching the cows, and they just were standing there looking at me. The closer I got, I could tell it wasn't them doing anything. So I got to about here, maybe a little bit further up, and from down in the woods over there, getting windy, I started hearing yelling, and it sounded like a woman or a kid yelling. And one time, I swear it even sounded like it said, "Over here." So that was going on. It would start and stop, that yelling. And I continued up there and I checked everything out. I could see nothing that would have been clanging or banging up there. And the cows weren't doing anything but staring at me. So, I heard that the voices down in the woods, and it was so weird because it was either a female voice or a child. And it was really, really weird. And then till I got back to the house, it all quit. And I never heard it anymore. So that was extremely weird that morning. It was in the morning, early, because I always get up and check the porch and everything as soon as I get up. And I've heard clanging and banging and stuff. One time, Jim and I were down here doing something in the yard, and we heard some kind of weird noise coming from back in there, and there was nothing. The cows were clear up there, and there was absolutely nothing to make the noise. So, as far as voices, there's that one recording from a while back that was the motorcycles and all that craziness that night, and they were yelling and making all kinds of vocal sounds like they were talking and yelling. So that was another time that we heard talking. But anyhow, I just wanted to tell you guys about that experience because it was super weird and interesting. And I don't have an explanation for it. It's Monday, December 3rd, 8:42 a.m. Okay, first thing I noticed when I opened up the door to check things is that the stand that usually sits right here is clear over here in front of the crock. And the lantern that sits on is clear over there. Now, it has sat here through many, many windy storms and stuff, and it's never done this. And also, if it was the wind, why didn't that blow off? You know what I'm saying? But there's more to it than this. So I gotta explain some things to you. So hang on. Okay, yesterday was Sunday. Annabelle was here. And also my son came and brought his other daughter, Elizabeth. And well, before they came, I had Annabelle out here. And she was playing with the stuff on the railing, like she usually does. But after she left, I came out and straightened everything up. And this is how I left the railing. Okay, there was nothing in the magnetic bowl or the little basket. I put all of the game pieces back straight in a row like they usually are. And whoops, okay. And this is the other side, how I left everything. Now, look what's over here. This is how I found it this morning. Okay. Now just the dolls are on the ground, like they were played with. The doll that represents me, Jim, Annabelle, and then there's that ball that was up here. I put it right here. This is moved. But what's most interesting is this, because yesterday when Annabelle was here, she picked up all those game pieces that were lined up in rows. She picked them all up and put them in the basket. So obviously they saw her do that and they put them where she had them. Now, that's that is extremely interesting to me, because that confirms that they watch what's going on here most of the time, but especially when she's here. I think they watch like hawks, because they knew that she did that. And see, if it was so windy that it blew that stuff clear over here and in those positions, why aren't these on the ground? Why isn't this on the ground? This is light. The only thing about that is it's turned a little bit. So just the dolls and that ball, which I don't know how it landed clear over there. If the wind was blowing that way, how it made it past these, but these didn't get moved. So anyways, that is awesome. They saw her do that. That is so crazy to me. I love it. So the only other thing that I saw was around front, and I don't know for sure if they did it, but the stick that was in the ground is broken off, and it was broken off like a week ago, and I thought Jim accidentally did it when he was going to work, because it was dark and it was broken off. So I stuck it back in, and it stayed there for really, like, for that whole week. Now it's floppy and stuff, but it's broke off again. And I didn't ask Jim if he maybe, might have hit it, but if not, they have been the ones to knock that off. And the thread that was on it was clear over here in the grass. And I didn't say anything about it because I thought it was just, Jim accidentally knocked it over. But now I'm not sure. Maybe they don't want that up there anymore. So, and I'd worried that me putting the thread on it was some sort of a, I don't know, insult. I'm down here at the lake looking for footprints, and so far I haven't seen too much interesting. This one, however, is pretty deep. I took this ice out of it, and it looks like there's maybe toes on this one. And I would put it at about 13 to 14 inches. There's another one right beside it, and it looks like this would be where the big toe went down in. And then if you see there's 1, 2, 3, and it was in a straight line. So I'm going to take the ice out of those. Let's see, because this one would be the right foot. This one would be the left. You can see a little bit of a toe. And then the first one, let's see. It's not as easy to tell, but there is it looks like a toe. So actually there'd be 2 trackways right here if this is. And then this one, hard to say, just not sure. That would be the left, that would be the right, that would be the left, and that would be the right again. And like I said, there's 2 trackways. Let me get back to show it. There's 2 trackways. There's just a second. I'd say one goes there and another one is there. This one is the better one, I would say. And I'm gonna look around, see if there's any more. Okay, whatever made this one had a really big foot. My foot's 9 inches, so that's probably at least 17 inches. There's another one that looks a little promising, but I'm not sure. This one looks wider at the front. This one's about 13 inches. You kind of see toes in this one. And that's been a trackway I was following. It doesn't look like behind it. Doesn't really look like a human footprint. It's definitely a footprint. Okay, that one's pretty darn good. That is a right foot. And that's the big toe. Let's say it is. It's almost twice as big as my foot, so I'd say at least 17 inches. These tracks are in a pretty straight line. That's probably not the same individual. This one also looks pretty good, and it looks to be about 14, 15 inches maybe. Here's another possibility. I'd say it's a right foot. That would be the toe area, but I'm not sure if it's... I wish you could see better toes in these, but it's the only way to know for sure. Some of them look pretty darn good. I'll be coming back down here, checking pretty regularly this winter. This one is a little smaller. I'd say it's about 12 inches, but you can kind of see the toe impression down in there. And then this would be the right directly in front of it. And same individual, and you can see the toe angle, as if that's somebody in a boot. I don't know why you'd see the toes. That's really weird. But I think they come down here and like to look for, dig up clams. Or muscles, or whatever you want to call them. Okay, that is freaking gigantic. I'm going to pull the ice out and see what it looks like. I mean, that's like 18 inches at least. Here, I'll leave it on while I pour it out. Holy smokes, that's big. Where would the other one be? My God, that's huge. There's no way that was a person ever. Here's another possible big one. I'm gonna pull the ice out, see what it is. Well, that looks like it might be where the toe went down in right there. It's super wide too. Not sure about that. Okay, now there's that big one. There's another one. Let's see, this might just be a hole. Yeah, it's just a hole. This one that was so big that I first uncovered isn't very far from this one. Some of these could be holes where they were digging for clams. If that's a footprint, and it would be the right. Pretty darn big. I'm just not sure. And it matches those other two over there though. Anyways, I found footprints here before. That's why I'm here looking. And I found them over there. Great ones over there. And these ones over here were also good. The best ones I ever found were over there. So that's why I'm here looking. Here's another one, about 12 inches, it looks like toes. This would be the next step. This one looks promising. pretty good size. Let's see. This looks like it would be. Well, that sure looks like toe there. And then that's the other one. Let's see. Come back here further. See if I can find any more. That's probably just a hole. Too thick. Oh my. That's a good one. That is wide. I see toes. Take a picture of that one. Check this one out. You can see where the toe slid down. There's one right in front of it. Wow. See where the toe was? Cool. This would be the other foot. My hands are getting so dirty. Yeah, you can see where the big toe went right there. Well, so they've definitely been down in here. What the heck that's all about? If I had to guess, I would say there was a few of them down in here all together or at separate times. Perhaps, well, I don't know, it could be a little family unit. I don't know. But judging from the size of prints I found before, there would be great big ones, there would be medium-sized ones, and then there would be smaller ones. So I haven't even looked at all these, but my tootsies are getting cold. I think I'm gonna leave. There's something I want to show you on the way back though. Just revisiting this one, because you can see where the toe went down in right there. And right in front of it is another one, and that would be the other foot. Just walking out, and I saw this one. Look at it. Wow. I think that's a print. I think it's a print. Jeez Louise. That's one of the big ones. See the toes? I'll take a picture of that one too. When I come down here, I usually find something goofy. Like this. Now walking in, this is the third one I found. The other two looked new, like you know, you can't rule out hunters and fishermen and stuff because they come down here and it was just hunting season. And maybe they're being goofy and putting them up like that. But there's more down there, and I'll show you in a second. Okay, so there's that one. I'll show you how far apart they are. The other one's right up there. One time I found a feather stuck in the post at the end here. And like I said, you can't rule out goofy hunters. Probably been drinking. But you also can't really rule out Bigfoots because they're down here. And they do goofy things sometimes. So here's a bottle on this one. Right there looks like a partial print too. See, there's a bottle on that stick. And then right here is a beer can stuck on that weed. So I don't know. I mean, there's junk laying around, so if a Bigfoot wanted to do it, all I have to do is pick it up and stick it there. Like I said, I'm seeing things that kind of look like possible footprints along here too, but it's hard to tell. The one back there, when they first started walking out, I think it definitely was. Alright, I'm almost to the car. Oh, hold on. Hold on. There's another one. I didn't even see that one on the way in. What? That one's not new either. But like I said, I can't rule out people. That one's up pretty high. It's over 5 feet off the ground. I know the water doesn't flood anywhere near that high here at all. I don't think it floods, period. So, I guess that's it. I don't see anything else. Not sure if I got a picture of that. I think I'll go back and get a picture. Yeah, one time when I came down here, there was a feather stuck in that hole, I think. I think it was in that hole. Pretty sure. I'll try to find that picture and show you. Last night I put the recorder out in the basket that hangs off the side of the garage over at the side of the house by the back porch. And I was just listening to it this morning, and there's definitely 2 hard hits on the recorder so far. So I know that the Bigfoots are here. At least they were here last night. There hasn't been any activity since the 3rd. As far as them coming up and messing with anything or gifting me anything. And I attributed that to the fact that it got cold and snowy, so I thought maybe they were off somewhere just hunkering down and waiting out the cold weather. However, now that I'm looking back on it, the last activity that I recorded was on the 3rd, and it was the day after Annabelle was here. And also my son came with his other daughter, Elizabeth. And if you remember, the next morning, which was the 3rd, when I got up, the white stand was knocked over and the lantern that sits on it was clear over in the yard, and they had taken all the dolls, the one that represents me, Jim, and Annabelle. They were all on the ground beside the porch, and they had taken the game pieces just like Annabelle had done the day before. They gathered them up and put them in a little metal basket that's in the magnetic bowl. So now that I look back on that, I'm thinking, what was different about that? Why would they have knocked things over? Well, something that was different was that my son came, and he hasn't been coming around much lately. And he was here on the day that Annabelle was here, and that doesn't usually happen either. So there was a male, and I'm sure they know who he is, but one time when he was here, maybe, I don't know, a year or two ago, he took a walk down in the woods, and he got growled at from behind him, and when he was walking back up out, they threw a rock. And they didn't throw it at him, but they threw it. He heard it coming through the trees. So it was like they were not happy that he was down there. Yeah, he hasn't lived here for years. Now, so my question is it the fact that he was a male that isn't usually here, and he was invading the day that I have with Annabelle, and this is in their mind, of course, in Bigfoot's mind. So were they jealous because there was a male here interacting with me and Annabelle? Like, maybe I feel like they've claimed me for their clan, like I'm part of the clan, and I'm starting to think they've claimed Annabelle as part of their clan too, because she most likely saw one and was interacting with one, a little baby or something, under the pampas grass that one time. And they watch her like a hawk. They watch us when she's here. Now, if you remember back when Rick from Woodboger Farm was here, they were very upset, it seemed like, with his visit, because the very first night they moved everything on the railing over a couple times. So that was another show of unhappiness, like what do I want to call it? Displeasure, a show of displeasure. So at the time, I felt like maybe they were jealous and upset that a different male was here. And now that this happened with Bo being here, my son, I'm starting to think that they can get a little upset and jealous, especially when another male comes. Now, my daughter came and was here during one of my visits with Annabelle, and they seemed happy about that. There's no problems. You know, I believe they did good things when after she had left. I'll have to look back and I'll probably show pictures of what happened then, but I remember it being a very good experience, and they had no problems with a female being here. And she's not around a lot either. Of course, they may remember her from when she did live here, which I'm sure they remember Bo from when he lived here too. But the difference is, Bo's a male. Bo has hunted in these woods a lot, and my daughter never did any of those things, and she's a female. So I'm just thinking out loud, but this is, what's going through my mind. So a question is, are they making me pay? Is that why they're not interacting with me? because, you know, they're jealous, and it reminds me of my cat Amy. She's my cat. You know, I'm her mommy. And we have another cat, Bitsy. Now, if Bitsy gets up on my lap and I cuddle her or hold her or talk to her or anything, Amy gets jealous. She gets so jealous, and she makes me pay for a while. She will get up on Jim's lap, she'll turn her back to me, and she will make sure that I see her sitting on Jim's lap. And she will be aloof, and she'll go off, turn her back to me. And she'll do that for a while to make me pay because she was jealous. And I'm wondering if it's sort of the same thing with my Bigfoots. So, like I said, this is just me thinking out loud, but I thought I'd share it with you and document it. So, thanks for listening to me, and I think that's it for now. I came out here to check the porch, and again, nothing. There was nothing. I did leave the recorder in the basket all night again. I just retrieved it. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to look around, because I think they're coming up. I'm going to look around for footprints. And lo and behold, right here, right beside the porch, is a footprint. And I've already measured it and took a picture, but here is the toe. It's a little harder to see the big toe, but the toe is good there. Comes down, has a narrow heel, goes back up. And I think that would be about where the ball is. And it looks to be about 4.5 inches. The heel's narrow, and it's I wanted to make sure that wasn't from me. I thought it looked shaped wrong. So I put my foot down here in my shoe that I usually wear, and that doesn't look anything like it. So that is definitely a Bigfoot impression. And it must be a younger one, because it's about 10 inches. Makes me wonder if it's the one that left the footprint in the sandbox, because it had a really narrow heel like that. You know, I saw another one right here, but I'm not sure it wasn't mine. But, you know, kind of looks too... Like, see this? I did the same thing here. Mine goes straight. This one goes out and up. And it's also about 10 10 inches. Yeah, but I'm not sure about that one. This one's definitely footprint, impression, whatever you want to call it. It's not real deep. I'm on the west side of our property. I just walked in, and right over there is the place where that big X is. You can kind of see just a little bit of it from here. But I just noticed a break really high up right there. I didn't remember seeing it before. It's that tree. So probably should go down and look around. Just above the pond, and I was checking out this little area right here. And I found things here before, like arrangements and stuff. And this caught my attention. It's made of 3 different branches or sticks. And I'm not 100% that it's not natural, but see this Y stick and this stick, which has 3 little branches on it, these are all leaning into this live. I think it's live. Yeah, that's part of the, it's an offshoot of that tree. But this one's leaning in to the fork of it here, and this one's leaning so that it's making a triangle. And I have seen that formation in our woods a lot. And this, I think, is intriguing here. Also, there's a stick leaned here, which that could definitely be natural, and also this could be natural, but I thought it was a little interesting because it's 2 sticks. One is stuck down in the crevice of that tree, and the other one's coming, leaning on it. So I don't know, but, and the reason I found it was I was coming up out of here. I want to check this out to see if this is an arch. So let's see. Huh. Yeah. Look at that. It's broken right there, probably because it was bent. And it's bent uphill. Whoa. Bent uphill. And it's pinned right here. So that's an arch. And that's new also. I don't remember seeing that last time I was down here. That area up there, I found more sign than probably anywhere else on our property. So, and right in here like that little stick tree right there, that used to be a branch that was broken over the whole tree. But the top of it's gone. Just breaks all up along there. There also used to be a really big stick stuck in the ground right along here. Let's see it now. Maybe like 5 feet long. But I'm going to go check that path out, but I'm going to go up the hill. Then I'm going to go down this really steep hill to the bottom and then come back up. Okay, that log has been in the fork of that tree for a really long time, but that log was not leaned on there like that before. And I don't know if it fell like that when we had a storm or if they placed it there, because I think, pretty sure that they placed that log in that tree, because there's nowhere that it would have fallen from to get there. So, just wanted to record that. case they add to it some more, if that's what that is. Kind of cool from this direction. And down in the bottom, there's a creek that runs by right here. I just came down that hill. And I was walking along here, and I noticed going across this path are two sticks. That one stops there. But then, there's, well, actually, heck, there's three. That one starts there, comes across, and they end up here, and they're broken off on both ends. All three of them. Let's see. Yep, broken. And I checked. That one's broken. Where's the end? Broken there, and this one's broken. So they were broken off and laid across there for whatever reason, I don't know. It sure is pretty down here though. Hey, I see a mylar plant. Let's go check it out. Of course, having them blow in here would be not unusual. I think that's what that is. Yeah. Now here is a branch laying alongside the path. This stick was broken back right there to make a triangle. That's pretty cool. That's pretty, guys. I like it. Nice work. That's pretty. I love it. And I would just like to say that if this was laying here and this wasn't broken back and so perfectly comes together right here with this other branch to make a triangle, I probably wouldn't have paid any attention to it. Well, first the shape caught my attention, and then I noticed that broken back, so. You be the judge, but I think it was on purpose. Just taking a minute to look at the creek and listen to it, because it sounds really nice. Trying to hold it still for you guys to look around a little bit. Behind me. Okay, I just walked up that hill from the bottom. And I'm back at this spot where that little triangle thing is. And I just stopped here to catch my breath. And I would like to know, this is a briar bush. How does that happen? It's poked through. If it would have fallen, it would have had to have gone clear through. I don't know. Unless, I don't know, unless they would have grown up from the ground, picked them up down there. I don't know, but that's kind of weird. Let's see if I see any others. No, I'll look around some more. And here's one, but I can see how it would have fallen and maybe slid right down there. There isn't even any jiggers on that. Straight down from that arch too, though, so I don't know if they did that or if that just happened naturally. Kind of strange. One thing I do know is if it didn't pick it up from the ground while it was growing, it took hands to get those on there. This is one of my favorite things that I have found on our property. It's got 3 logs laid parallel to each other. It's old. That one right there used to go straight, but something kicked it over. And then it's got these 2 logs, big logs, laid across them. And it makes a great big, I guess it's a square, but it's divided off. It's got 2 sections. And you can see, I mean, it's so straight. There's no way that happened naturally. And you notice that that log is leaning. They put it behind that tree so it wouldn't roll down the hill. So it's been like this for years. But like I said, it is getting old, and that part right in the middle got kicked over. And then after that, we found that break. And I know I found stuff up in there. I'm going to go into all that though. Well, I don't know if I want to go down to the pond or not. I'm getting tired. I decided to go ahead and walk down there. I was walking by this rock. It's been here forever, but there's a walnut just sitting there. Probably a squirrel left it behind. Pretty cool. Oh no. Yeah. I was just getting ready to leave the pond, head up the valley, and I came across this. Looks like a break, and it looks like it's been twisted. It's about 2.5 feet off the ground. It is Saturday, December 15th. It's 8:03 a.m. And before I show you something, I just want to tell you that, I was so concerned about them not coming up and doing anything on the porch. And yesterday, I talked to them a lot and told them, yesterday and the day before, I talked to them a lot and told them, I don't know if they heard me or not, but I told them I missed them and I loved them, and come back to the porch and show me that you love me and things like that. And when I walked down in the woods, I sat down on a log and I wanted to drink some water, so I sat there and drank the water, and I talked to him some more about all that stuff down there. And so this morning, there's something in my chair, and I have been looking at it, and I don't know what it is. I haven't touched it yet. In fact, I don't even know if I should pick it up without gloves on or something. I just don't know what it is. Okay, it's solid. Oh my gosh, I still don't, is it a rock? Whatever it is, it's cool. Okay, I just came in the house. Let's see. I honestly don't know what that is. And it's almost like I see fingerprints in it. Like, yeah, you see them? I don't know if they made this out of something. I don't know if this is showing. See the grooves? There, that's catching it pretty good. See, there's a little bit of dirt. Okay, I'm going to examine it a little closer with this off, and if I see anything more, I'll let you know. There are definite grooves from fingers touching it. So I'm thinking they made this out of something. There's more, see them? That's pretty cool, and I wish I knew what it was. I don't know what the gray is. That's pretty awesome. And I gotta go tell them thanks. My best guess is that this is clay, or something similar to clay, that they formed into this little, almost looks like an egg shape. just can't get over the fact that I talked to them, and I mean, I talked very heartfelt, sincere talk to them, asking, well, telling them first how much I loved them and missed them, and I even used hand gestures to show it, and waved for them to come up, and I said, just please show me that they love me too. And then I get a handmade object from them the next day. I just cannot get over that. And I didn't mention this, but when I was walking, I saw it. And then I walked around the house and I went to check the back porch, and whenever I left the back porch and was starting around that side of the house, I heard something weird down by the road, and I thought it was some kind of vehicle, or, you know, they're always doing something with oil wells around here, especially right now. So I figured it was that, and then I heard this really loud, it sounded like a vocalization, like a big, it wasn't a whoop, it was just a big yell of some sort. And since I just heard that other stuff, I wasn't sure that it was them, and I'm still not sure. So I don't know if it was them or not, but if it was them, I wonder if they were vocalizing at me. So anyhow, like I said, I'm not sure if it was them or not, but it sounded like a vocalization. However, like I said, I'm not sure, but I just wanted to add that in. Thank you for sharing this journey with me.